Back to Black, Amy Winehouse. I remember seeing Amy Winehouse on Never Mind The Buzzcocks when she was promoting her first album. She seemed to be overdoing the bad girl act. But then I had seen too many acts with an album to promote misbehaving on TV, and Buzzcocks was mostly there for musicians and comedians to misbehave on. I remember reading about her change in style in a review of one of her gigs, probably in the Evening Standard. It said she was becoming less jazz and more 60s soul. There were pictures of her with a beehive hairdo, so I was interested to hear her new sound. The first song I heard on the radio was Rehab, and I was not so sure about the topic of the song, but I loved the sound. It was produced by Mark Ronson, who has been very much the flavour of this century so far. It had 60s sounds but with a modern, clean production. The thing that particularly stood out was those deep pulsing saxophone stabs that pushed the beat. I took the CD out from the library and played it a lot, mostly for the music. I always listen to songs and music over singing. In places it is like early pre-funk James Brown. It has a touch of ska, Stax, chess and Motown. It has catchy, well-sung melodies, but I'm not sure I took much notice of the lyrics. Her phrasing was always interesting. Syllables would disappear and parts of it would be incomprehensible, the meaning of the words being secondary to her spot-on, soulful vocal gymnastics. Not always comfortable, but unignorable. On Love Is a Losing Game, she veers in a jazzy direction, a bit like Peggy Lee. Some of the tracks have a smoother Sound of Philadelphia feel, but it steers away from any kind of Hall & Oates AOR blandness. I saw her perform many times on TV. She had a shambolic look and would stand uneasily, nervously pulling at her dress. Because she always looked like she would miss her cue, but then always came in at exactly the right time, just like the record, it all looked like an act. The band were excellent with horns and dancing backing singers, and I was starting to really appreciate the songs like Back to Black and Tears Dry on Their Own. But I think it was when she played Glastonbury the shambles was no longer an act. The lyrics were sounding more sad. You found yourself siding with the people who wanted to send her to rehab. Then she died and it stripped away the joyous veneer of the music, and I did not want to listen to it again, till it was suggested I do this piece. Unlike Hendrix, Joplin, Morrison and Cobain, the music of Amy Winehouse changed when she died. It is now like listening to Clues. She made a great album, and that may have been down to the demons that killed her. But they may have killed her anyway. Amy Winehouse, Back to Black.